place at this stage and keen to cement that. Referee Anthony from Great Britain throws the ball in. She's ably assisted by referee Wu from Chinese Taipei on the side near to us. And Sweden take the first possession, picked up by Ogren, and now they get the chance of the first attack. The New Zealand women very strong defensively. One of the things they like to brag about, that's the thing they're good at, and with some justification. They're looking very strong in that line, strong and confident. It's got them this far, and I don't think they're looking for a 4th ranking at this tournament. Very sure their intent is a lot higher than that. I wouldn't put it past them. Been blown wide open by a couple of weak results by the Germans. They're not out of it, but the chance of Germany getting to a semi-final looking slim, and that is very unusual state of affairs in any category of polo, but particularly in senior women's. They've been very strong in the last decade or more. But Sweden enjoying the best of this half so far. Nothing much doing there for Sharkashet, but has to try it from there, and they're just going to reset that corner being taken by Bloom. And the last 2 moves have been Bloom to Sharkashet, shot, repeat. So Bloom swings it across this time, gives Jotterdal the chance. She tries an inside pass, but that's picked off, and really they've done well to retain that. Sharkashet picks it up for Sweden. Looking laboured there, but they're pleased to have that back. I think that could have gone very wrong, because they're doing pretty well here in terms of possession. Need to get a little bit more drive and penetration into that Kiwi defence. But shots from the 6-metre line are just being pumped over the top of the goal by the defenders, not even troubling Malcolm in the New Zealand goal. Perfectly capable keeper, but so far I think her defensive line have actually punted most of it out. This is Ogren. So ringing the changes in who's taking these throws, just trying to make something happen. And ultimately that is exactly what happens. That's very productive for them. And that chance falls to Ogren, and she's put it away. So, there have been a lot of upsets in the senior women's competition and in the others, but particularly in the senior women's division. Is there going to be another one here? Oh, is that a little jitter? Fallen behind to Sweden and the ball bobs out. I'm sure Wheeler would hate me for suggesting that, but normally that handling so precise from this New Zealand team, and suddenly a pass just goes through the hands and out for a sideline. Very unusual. But nonetheless, that's what we saw. And now the Dander's up. They're happy. Sharkashet, I'll have a go. Oh, and that's a wayward pass from her. She was hoping that slipping the ball to Bloom could have given something, but again, instead it's just given the ball to the Kiwis, but they've handled it over the line. Well, well, well. And Sweden definitely had the best of the first 3.5 minutes of this. And a goal to the good. Bloom, Sharkashet, sorry, and to Bloom. Looking for a pass inside, I think. Can't see one, so she takes it on herself. Not a lot on that, but that did drag a save out of Malcolm, and so corner ball. But the Kiwi game so far has been all about this defence. Just name check that line for you, but they are Richter, Blinko, and on the near side to us, Shepherd. Just doing their job, they would tell me, but they're really doing it very well. Absolutely solid. Nice and wide gap, covering a big section of pitch, but the minute a Swedish boat tries to slip through the gap between them, that gap just disappears. Very nice work. Nicely drilled, nicely coached. Clear paddle foul there. And that's clearly a first deliberate foul warning for Shepherd. Thoroughly deserved. The play on the referees are judging in sufficient advantage for Sweden. They got their attack to continue. But that was a paddle to ball at best, paddle to hand at worst, but First deliberate foul warning for Shepherd. Nicely refereed, very clear for everyone. And in this melee, what's going to happen? In this melee, Hales is going to step up, reverse in and pick it up and get a team away. And this is a good break for New Zealand. That's a left-handed shot, back to self all the way. Shepherd a long way out. Had options on the other side. That was Blinko, the captain, so she might have had something to say if that hadn't gone in, but it did. So everyone will forgive Shepherd for that. Lovely work, and they're tied. 5 minutes gone, 1-1. Shepherd drops off, celebrate the goal, brush off the deliberate foul warning, and we just ring the changes in this Kiwi defence. Very sensible, keep everybody fresh. Again, we'll just check across everybody, but at the moment we've got White working on this side, just closing out. Dugdale in the middle, and on the far side, Blinko. She doesn't get a rest at this stage, I'm sure at some point. And on the front now we Pop Wheeler, so they have changed it around a bit. Looks like everyone can multitask that job. As I say, they've been well drilled at this. This is going over the top now. They must keep their nerve here. They've played well, Sweden. They've got to keep playing well. Jotterdal, big pass over. It's controlled by Ogren, but I'd like it a bit easier. And that's a lob shot. That had chances there. That could have dropped in. I'm willing to bet that much as she'd have liked to pull that down, Malcolm to hand, and be pretty glad that just didn't drop in the goal. Smiling about it, I think. It's a corner, take that. Shagashet. Ogren. Eek. Some nice work here and some half chances coming for Sweden. They're not taking them, just recycling and working harder for the next best chance, but sooner or later they're going to have to make something work. No pass whatsoever, very isolated there, Jotterdal. Team have realised that and got there, well covered. Kiwis pushing out, but that's well recovered really. Ogren, a dangerous situation for Sweden for a moment, although they are on the attack. Now drifting forward, EE kind of run out of any option except shooting, so that's the option she took. And we come away. Dugdale and Hales. Nice and steady, Dugdale swapping out. Bringing in Blinko, the captain, who has had that little rest she didn't get earlier on. Now a sustained New Zealand attack. This is something that Sweden are going to have to deal with. That's a long, hard shot over from the far side from Hales, but it just bounces off the top bar. Pressuring the keeper. But no, Sweden away. So, I've tested, Sweden played well here and they've tested New Zealand. I think New Zealand shaped up with the confidence that they thought they were just going to blow past Sweden. They certainly haven't done that, but that's unlucky. That ball into Eek, not dealt with, and she had to roll and recover, and now she's behind the play. New Zealand realise they've got a numerical advantage here. They're 5 against 4, but that's in and out of the hands of Richter, and that'll be disappointing for her. That was a good chance going on, and she's lost her paddle. So again, all in a bit of a disarray here, but neither team seeming ready to take advantage of it. Eek still back in the attack, obviously from where she was left behind by the play, and the game catches up with her. Oh, that's a bomb onto the bottom bar. Great stuff. Right, the shot clock and the game clock almost in sync. Just a few seconds adrift, but Sweden will control the end of this half. Driving run. Plenty of time for another attack after this one. Recycle it, 30. I think they've realised they can manage this down to one attack now. That if a good chance had appeared there, they'd have taken it, but as it is, I think they've decided this is just one shot this now. 18, 17 on the shot clock as they come forward again. Oh, and that has to complete, and in the end it does. That's a great opportunity in the end. Bit hit and miss for a moment, but Ogren gets the chance and it goes out for a corner. If they've cut this right, they might just get one final shot away. It's going to be tight. Clock drifts down to 4. It's going to be one shot, one pass, one shot. No, doesn't even release it in the end. I think Hirlund just decided not risk it. We'll take this 1-1 into half time. And that is indeed the situation in this game. Sweden and New Zealand in Women's Group O, tied at 1 at half time. A result that wouldn't really do either team any big favour. I suppose it's hard to say who it would suit best. Probably neither, really. New Zealand, I know, would love a win. That would almost certainly guarantee that that they were in. And as we look at the New Zealand team, they are number 1 Hales, number 2 Richter, number 3 the captain Blinko, number 4 Wheeler, number 5 Dugdale, number 6 White, number 7 the goalkeeper Shepherd, and number 8 the goalkeeper Malcolm. We have those women in front of us now, and you can see from the rain ponchos that the weather has turned a little bit inclement again. It is varying between not very nice and less not very nice. And the Swedish women, Ek, Lundgren, number 3 Ogren, number 4 the goalkeeper Jotterdal, number 5 Schagerstedt, number 6 Bloom, number 7 the captain Hedlund. As I say, currently 6th in the group of 6, Sweden, but I mean a good game here against New Zealand, stood toe to toe with them. New Zealand currently top of the group before this game, so doing very well. New Zealand will be hoping, as I say, very much to progress to the semi-final. For Sweden, if they can move up this table and get into 7th place overall, and it's certainly not impossible as things stand at the moment, that would secure a World Games place, and I think that would satisfy their dreams. But they would have to get into the top 4 in this group, and currently 6th, so they would need a win here, I think, although as we've said many times, so I don't overcommit myself, mathematically all things still possible. Just to confirm the other teams in these groups, for those of you that missed it, we have France, Germany, Denmark and Italy, the other teams in this group, with Sweden and New Zealand. Referee Zoe Anthony calling the teams to order, and we are just about ready for the second half. Lining them up. Just time for me to remind you that the under-21 men's final has been changed. Its scheduled time has come forward 15 minutes. And Zoe Anthony puts the ball into the centre of the playing area, and the players make a charge start. Wheeler for New Zealand, successful over Ogren for Sweden. And what will the next 10 minutes bring? Well, from the body language, coach has reinstalled the confidence we saw right at the beginning. That's his job, nicely done. Looking good. Straight in inside pass, surprised that was allowed to land so easily. That fell to White, and White will be going, well, coach asked us to score early. How early can we score? 27 seconds into the half. 37 seconds into the half. That will have absolutely been what they were looking for at half time, the New Zealand team, and absolutely what the Sweden coach will have been hoping against. Don't concede an early one. Well, they're going to have to deal with that situation now. Sweden, they've got the ball, get to whatever the game plan was for this half, and here they come. Quick reply, that would suit them. Nothing doing there. Got Ogren looking over his shoulder at the referee, but not seeing anything in that. And the Kiwis streaming forward through Hales. That's a massive cross-court pass. Oh, that looked like she was going to pick that up and bang it, but White couldn't quite get it to hand. And Hales as well, I'll get it back for us, but can't quite get across. She covered a lot of ground there, but the pickup came from Ogren, and she rescues the situation really. Bit scrappy, and it could have gone either way, but Ogren just decides, well, we'll have that and get back on the front foot. Yotadol. Chagachet. That Swedish ball. Where can they take that from? That's a first deliberate foul warning for Hales for New Zealand, clearly indicated by referee Wu on this side. And just trying to get the teams in a place where they're happy, the referee team, and that's it. So Hales on the front, sometimes obliged to make a little foul. The front men, she'll have to be careful now. That didn't look careful to me, but recovered by the Swedes, and they come again at the moment through blue. Driving across the front, not getting that close to the New Zealand goal. The Kiwi line holding strong, and in the end, Chagachet takes a shot, but I'm not sure there was a lot of conviction in it. Got a reset. And again, this New Zealand defence, look, setting up so wide, huge gaps between the boats of the three in the line, and then just content that they can close it up. They've got Iek in there, and they can just close it up when they need to, so it means that there's no route round the outside to drive them back. It's clever, and as long as you can make it work, which they so far have done, just cuts down the options for your opponents, almost invites a runner in, and that's where Hales has got to cover any big gap, as you see there. Iek trying to find a way in a little bit of space, and of course that's where Dugdale goes to work on it. Double teaming in onto Shepherd were Bloom and Yotadol, but to no effect. They take a shot, but it's not really troubling the goalkeeper. It's all getting dealt with by the defence, really. Phenomenal defensive display, really, from the Kiwis, but then we're kind of used to that. Sweden, can they find a key? Can they find the little unlocking point where they can get in close? Because, oh, and maybe that's it. It's a little bit of good fortune there, but it came through an awful lot of traffic into the hands of Bloom, and she was happy to take it on. Maybe that's it. I mean, that pass through the middle actually skipped its intended receiver, but it ended up with Bloom. And they're keeping coming, the Swedes, as you would expect. Yes, 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 that's what they needed. Just a little bit closer than the 6 metre line. Ogren, probably 4 metres, and that 2 metre difference, just the difference. They've got a big enough hit, little bit of time. Ogren inside the 6 comfortably, maybe 4 metres out, perhaps 3, but the difference was just that bit closer. And now Sweden proving they can stand toe-to-toe with the rank 4 team in the world. New Zealand 2, Sweden 2, 4.5 minutes to go in the half. This game can run to a draw, it's in a group, but I don't think either of these teams want that. Certainly the Kiwis not looking for a draw here. Wow, yep. Well, if I ever wanted somebody to emphasise a point for me, that was Blinko, not looking for a draw here. And still bossing the team, shouting at them. Captain Blinko there, we need something, and that's it. They need to be in front. Clearly not very happy about giving up that 1-goal lead. That's a phenomenal piece of leadership. Absolutely motivating them now to get this done. Oh, and I didn't see the foul there myself, but both referees pretty quick with it. I think that must have been Malcolm having to trying to pull the ball off the back line. And there's going to be a free shot to Sweden over on the far side. I think it'll be taken by Ogren. And why not? She's shown she's got an arm. I'm not sure what she's going to be able to do. There's going to be a lot of paddles in her way. Referee's getting it in the right place. Yeah, from where it's being taken, it was literally that. She takes the shot. She has to pretty much from there, but nothing doing. Far too readable for the Kiwis. Can still hear Blinko barking out orders. I doubt there's anyone back in New Zealand wondering why she was picked for captain, but if you are, that is why. Scores that, restores the lead, and she's encouraging her team. Unbelievable piece of work from the captain, and then straight into action when called upon. And Sweden come again, but the defensive line has held so strong. I mean, they've done well to score 2 past that, but so they have Sweden. But here we come again. This time it's Wheeler. All these New Zealand women happy on the ball, looking confident, strong, very well drilled, very tidy. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to want to sit on a 1-goal lead. Not at this, but they can take a bit of time out of the clock. All 5 of them hovering around the halfway line. In goes Shepherd, joined by Dugdale. They're dealt with by the Swedes, but the other 3, here they come. Which side's it going to go? Can't tell yet. That's nice. And clearly not now going to come across to our side. Wheeler drops away. Secondary run, here it comes. That's a nice reception. Rides the tackle through, back to Blinko. Oh, look at that. Oh, and it's gone out for a corner. That was saved. Long, deep pass. Minute and a half on the clock. I'll be curious to see if Sweden do chase this. They've done a great job in terms of competing in this game, but they are a goal down now with 1/4 minutes to play. 40 on the shot clock. I don't know what their game plan might be. A nice tussle going on between Iek and Shepherd. And now Shepherd moves across to transfer attention to Ogren. Kiwis looking inside. There's an inside pass. They need a shot. That's a goal line throw. This is going to give the last minute to Sweden. And here they come. So Sweden with 40 seconds. Realistically 40 seconds to equalise this game. That would be a great achievement for them anyway. Whether it would make much difference in the group remains to be seen, but at the moment that's all that's on offer. And they're looking for it. Oh, and that was on the inside of the top bar and out, but with 20, can they recycle another attack, Sweden? They're certainly trying to, and that's exactly what Hales is trying to stop. If she can harry out there, it's better than harrying inside, and here it comes. That's almost certainly the last shot of the day, Gachette. And as they clear the ground, that's going to be held up by Blinko, surely. Doesn't need to do more, and doesn't. That's time. Don't think the players have quite realised, but the time ran out while that was still in Blinko's hands. Fantastic performance from New Zealand. Couldn't run away with the game, but chipped away, did enough, defended well, and when push came to shove and they needed a winner, the captain stepped up and scored it. So New Zealand move on to 12 points in this group. Pretty much dominating it. Don't want to curse them by assuming too much, but very nicely done from them. They advance on. Sweden yet to score a point in this group game, so they have chance this afternoon and tomorrow. Good luck to them. But final score in that game, New Zealand run out 3-2 winners over Sweden. The next game on this pitch is a group game in the senior men's competition groups MO, and that game will be contested between Denmark and Portugal. That game is scheduled to start at 1:50, which is in 10 minutes time, and so we will be back with you in about 7 minutes for that game. Please do join us here. I've been Curly Barker. That was my pleasure. Hope that was good for you at home. Thank you.
上下半场各半场10分钟。 不是很多。